Okay, good morning, humanity. It's February 13th, 2023, and it is the most favorite time of our week and our month because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul, and we're together.
Oh, together again. Once a month.
Once a month we enjoy this time.
Right.
So
yeah.
we get the real juice of the show here
Yes.
today. So.
Look at each other.
And look at all of
and
you
look at
out
everybody
there.
out there.
All right, and we are going to talk about our dear friend and colleague, Dr. Kenna Stephenson.
Oh, I feel so honored.
Oh,
you know?
This woman is incredible. She just sent, and we just posted it on our Facebook page about her YouTube, which is in the comments there. You can. It's a little 5-minute video she's doing, and she's promoting her new book.
Yes.
But she's also talking about BioTouch because BioTouch is a chapter in her new book. And the name of the new book, and let's read it perfectly here, is called something in here. I can't remember what it was. Where is it here? Oh, yeah. No. The women's... the Gospel of Women's Health. Right.
The Gospel of Women's Health.
Yes. So, that's, I think it's Women's Health. Is it Women's Health? Yes. Okay. And it's perfect because it's building on her Awakening Athena book that she wrote.
She did years ago.
And we still have those available, justtouch.com. The new one, the only real difference is her foreword.
Wow.
And I'm just going to read the first paragraph, and we're going to build on it, because the talk was going to be about BioTouch with self-awareness.
Right.
And that there's a lot to know about I read this. There's a lot to know about yourself, for you are the entire humanity.
Oh, wow.
And we talk about that all the time. So how does Kenna's book and Kenna's work with us relate to that?
Yeah.
In her first paragraph in her new book, The Gospel of Women's Health, she goes, medicine in the 21st century preys on women through performing unnecessary procedures, prescribing excessive synthetic medications, and making diseases out of normal changes in a woman's life. And you know about that.
That one got me.
Right?
Yes.
The current standard of care for women manufactures fear and anxiety that drives women to comply with harmful treatments, and in so doing go against their own intuition and inner guidance.
Wow, what a powerful... Oh, she's a maverick.
Oh, she's an incredible maverick, and she travels all over the world.
She does.
Doing like Doctors Without Borders, but it's a special one. And the photo she has is Guatemala. She just came back from Guatemala working with the indigenous cultures way back where they don't have health care.
Right.
And she really wants to bring BioTouch to all of these places.
Great idea. We've kind of touched on that before, but oh my gosh, how amazing that would be.
Right. So let's build on her, especially her, well, about, what happened to you. And what, 39 you said?
39.
They wanted to make your menopause a problem?
Yeah. I was going into premenopause and had the test, and I had been with a female doctor, right? So, but she was on vacation. They made an appointment for me to go in and talk to a doctor about the results and menopause and what's the next step and all that, right? And so I go in, here's this male doctor, and he looks at my chart for the first time, I'm sure. And he says, "You're only 39? And I said, "Yes." And he says, "Well, your whole reproductive system is just shutting down." And I'm like, what? Scared the heck out of me.
Yeah.
And what I was doing was, for my body, going through premenopause at 39. It's not that rare.
Right.
But this guy put a lot of fear and anxiety into me and said, "Oh, we got to do this, and you need that, and you got to do this, and you got that." And of course, I just said no to everything. But when I read that, I thought, well, there you go. That's it.
Right, and so it's interesting too, because at the end of that, which we've posted here, if you want to watch her video, they say, yeah, every woman should read this book. And then the publisher goes, yes, and every man
And
should read
every
who
man
has a woman in
should,
his life,
right.
which is every man,
Right.
because every man was brought here by a woman, right?
Ooh, there you go. Now we remember.
So, you know, it's about everybody should read this book, because it's not just women who have been created to have fear in the medical system, and squashing the intuition, squashing
Yes.
what we know to be true. And BioTouch brings that. It brings us to that self-awareness. It allows us to know what we need, which is why we never diagnose.
Nope.
We never recommend.
Nope.
We just work with people with whatever their diagnosis is, because everybody's got one.
And everybody's got intuition
Yep.
and their own self-guidance, and that's one of the main things that we always talk about with BioTouch. Boy, you go on that journey, and it will start to clog and open up that self-awareness, whatever you want to call that, to trust yourself, to take responsibility now for your choices, whether it is to go to a doctor or whether it is to go in another direction.
Correct.
But that belongs to you,
Yes.
you know?
And BioTouch is right there in that. And Dr. Stephenson wants to get BioTouch to be part of the medical model, to help people understand their intuition. So how did we meet Dr. Stephenson? She talks about it on that video too. It was at a free health clinic here in Tucson. Sister Mary was there,
Yeah.
doing her missionary work and working with people. And one day, Kenna, she said, had a really bad headache, tried to take some Tylenol, didn't touch it. She'd always seen patients with with Sister Mary
Right.
feeling better, you know, and she always wondered, what's she doing, you know? And because Ken had never really been exposed to any complementary alternative therapy.
She says in the interview, I was just totally
allopathic.
Yeah.
And so that day that she had the headache, Sister Mary comes in and says, oh, Kenna, I see that you have an opening. How about if I do some BioTouch on you? Had no idea she had the headache.
Synchronicity.
It's amazing.
I know.
Worked on her. Sister Mary does some points on Kenna, and as Kenna says, the headache went completely away.
And she deliberately did not say anything
that
to
she had the
Sister
problem.
Mary. Right.
That got her, oh my gosh, what is this?
Yeah.
And the short of the story, she went back to Tyler, Texas. We went out, taught some people how to do the technique, and she set up a protocol, a research protocol.
Yeah.
That was saliva testing, blood spot testing, hormonal testing, did a huge questionnaire, pre and post session, that measures 8 domains, 4 of them physical, 4 of them emotional, did BioTouch, I think it was 4 or 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All 8 domains improved in the 48 women that she had. Then she wanted to find out, does it go consistently? And so she did 4 weeks no touching and then did the test again. Her theory as an allopathic doctor was, it's probably just a belief system, so that the emotional things would probably stay feeling a little better, but the physical things would go back to baseline.
Yeah.
It was just the opposite.
Just the opposite.
Yeah. Something was happening physiologically. So we did more research with her, and that, of course, and she got so excited about when she wrote the books. There's a whole chapter in there about her research, what she did, and this is where she created this stress chart.
Yep.
Okay, and shows all the stressors in our life, which we are in the max of that on the planet.
Oh man, no kidding.
You know, and many of those we can't do anything about environmentally, politically, economically. Sometimes we're stuck in relationships.
Gene pool.
Yeah, the gene pool, how they're finding out now, the whole epigenetics, it's all DNA. We pass it on from generation to generation.
Yes.
All those create what she showed in the book called chronic stress, which gives you an immune dysregulation and a cortisol dysregulation, and that's where we get our diseases: dementia, cardiovascular disease, infection, tumors, mood disorders, obesity. I mean, children are being born obese.
I know.
Already
And their immune
deficient.
systems are already compromised, aren't they?
She found, if you see that little dotted line there, if you put BioTouch into the chronic stress cycle, 1, you raise interleukin-12 levels, which improves immune system functioning, and you improve the circadian pattern of cortisol release. So you improve your quality of life.
Gosh.
She sees what's happening today.
She's concerned, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's seeing a lot more since the pandemic, a lot more incidents of cancers, immune system dysfunction, and she's seeing it because what she's finding is interleukin-12 levels are dropping.
Yes. Yes. Ooh.
And she knows BioTouch can raise those.
You know, and we've said this before, and this is the one that really blows me away with BioTouch. So this interleukin-12 is something at this point that cannot be replicated synthetically,
Right.
by a shot, a pill, or anything. The only thing that can raise your interleukin-12 is if you stimulate it within the body itself. And with that research she did, and those interleukin-12 levels raising in every one of those women, when I went, wait a minute, doing BioTouch can literally, well, of course it is. It gives the body the chance, the opportunity to do its own work and raises those levels naturally. Why is that so really crazy to understand?
You know, it's simple, and Kenna's into simplicity.
Yeah.
You know, she's into, because she knows through the simplicity of this technique and other things that she shares with women that they can be doing to help encourage them acting on their intuition and their inner knowing.
Know thyself. Yeah.
And BioTouch, that's our whole show.
That's it. That's it.
You know?
That's every show that we do.
Yes.
The foundation of that is, oh my gosh, this journey of self-awareness that BioTouch encourages in all of us. That's ground zero. It really is.
And right now, the whole epigenetics is a huge thing, and that's about your own intuition. That's about trusting. You know, Anita Morjani, her whole thing now is about encouraging people to trust their intuition.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and really, you know, slamming the fear-based medical profession. You know, I mean, I keep getting this box in the mail. They want me to poop in it and send it back to them, and now they keep calling me, you know,
Why
every
haven't
day.
you done that?
You know, and so I sort of looked it up. I'm like, what's this about? I mean, I understand it can be helpful, but why pushing it? What's this thing here? Well, they get a lot of money if you send that in from the insurance company.
That's it.
You know, and then it's only partially, you know, it has a lot of false negatives and false positives.
Right.
You know, and so it starts creating fear in a lot of people, and then they don't look into it, and the insurance, then you get stuck in this loop. And we're not saying that the loop is good or bad, that you should or shouldn't do these things, but if you add BioTouch to all these things, you can help alleviate the fear and know what you need to do next.
Yes.
And trust it.
And trust it. And there's one more element that we always talk about in terms of BioTouch, and that is a sense of hope.
Yes.
Because when you start to trust yourself, I mean, this has happened for me personally. When I start to trust my intuition, listen to my body, and then I get BioTouch or whatever is available to me down when I come here once a month. Thank you, Annie. I get this sense of, oh, wait a minute, this doesn't have to be dire news. This is giving me an opportunity to grow, to trust myself, to trust my intuition, to make different choices for myself. And boy, you know, for me, if you don't have any hope, you know, there's nothing that really stimulates us to open up and grow and try new things.
Right.
And I think this is part of the issue and part of what Dr. Stephenson is saying. We have become a dependent on the medical field solely. There's many of us in this society that anything goes wrong, the first thing that they do is call the doctor to get a pill, or what do you think? Thinking that doctor knows their body better than they do. But you won't know that body unless you allow yourself to have this self-awareness. Again, here we go with this total loop. Here's where BioTouch starts to make a change,
and
a
it's
difference.
really nice to see that there are some medical doctors. I know I go to an integrated medicine doctor, a woman doctor, and she's very much into, well, we presented BioTouch to her patients, of adding BioTouch to your healthcare program. We're not saying give up the medical system. It has its benefits. It has its tools that can be used. But if you add BioTouch, like you said, you're going to trust that you know, or how to work with the measurements that you get.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this. Oh, what could I do next? What's some other things I could do?
Absolutely.
You know? So our goal is to get this to you into your home. That's our goal.
That's our goal. Because
you can do it around the kitchen table, watching TV, the Super Bowl. Did you watch Super Bowl?
I did, actually. I can't believe it. I watched the whole thing. Go Chiefs.
So, even in the Super Bowl, you could do it, And the nice thing is, it's, I like the quote that I found. It's like, there's a lot to know about yourself, for you are the entire humanity.
Oh.
Therefore, there are no special rules to follow. If you decide you're going to only eat alfalfa sprouts, that's because you needed to do that.
Yeah.
If you decide you're going to eat Big Macs, that's because you decided to do that.
Yeah.
Add BioTouch, and pretty soon you might decide to change. Or like Bruce Lipton said, you can change the whole cellular level.
Story, he says. I love that. Change the story at the cellular level. But here's the key. You got to change the story. Start speaking the language of love to those little cells.
Right.
Well, of course, when I read that for the first time, I'm like, oh my God, he's talking about BioTouch.
Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Little two fingers, the index and middle finger of each hand, lightly touching the skin of another human being with that simple, inherent love for humanity. It's in us.
It's in us.
You can't do anything about it. We might push it away. We might think we're separate than everybody else, but we're not.
We're not. Never have been.
No. And you might not even like the person who's working on you, but you know something? BioTouch works. Yes. Regardless of whether you like them, whether they like you. There's no such thing as getting people's negative energies. If you just do that greeting,
breaks down all the barriers.
It breaks down everything.
Yeah.
It allows me and you, as Horace says in his song.
Yeah.
And we'll play it again because that is so profound of what BioTouch is about. It's about me. It's about you.
It's
and
about
our goal.
Us.
It's about all of humanity. And we love teaching it. Our next workshop coming up, I think you're really going to like it. Eyesight and Vision Care with Orit Kruglansky. Yes.
And she's in Belgium.
She's in Belgium now, and she's actually from Israel, has lived in Belgium for 25 years now.
Wow, yeah.
And it's going to be she's going to teach us about the eye and about eyesight and how to really, get rid of your glasses if you want, just with a few simple exercises.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to it, to add BioTouch to it. We've seen lots of help on eyesight problems and different diseases of the eyesight too. So that's coming up a week from Thursday, the 23rd at 6 p.m. Of course, they're always online. You can go to justtouch.com and watch the video at any time. And there's a workbook.
There's a workbook.
And we're going to take a little time here. Again, lovely to have you together.
Oh.
We love you all.
We do.
We'll see you all next week. Keep touching right on. And we're going to play Horace's song because it's all about me and it's all about you and it's all about us.
Yeah.
See you all.
Bye.
Days in and days out, space and time is all about feeling pressure with the pain, in sunshine or in the rain. Living is a place in mind, giving is being kind, and the pain is too much. What we need is BioTouch. When I'm touching you, you are touching me. It's a simple thing to do and a natural way to be.